大家好. Another lesson, another sentence final particle coming at you. This one is ah. It's basically like adding an exclamation to a statement or a question. Okay, so sentence final particle ah. So for example, you could say 谁啊? And this should look familiar because in lesson 5 we had knock at the door. 谁呀? Okay, and so what's the difference between 谁啊 and 谁呀? There's no difference. You'll see either one typed up, and really, we'll talk about when we have a list on a future slide with all of the particles, the difference between ah, ya, and wa. Okay, 好啊. Bink. 你的家真漂亮啊. You can basically put it on the end of anything. When you're really happy, 好啊. Or, that's okay, 行啊. Or when you're not happy, beep, ah. You need to be at least in 3rd or 4th year Chinese before you learn these words. 对不起, ah. So here are the sentence final particles we learned so far. So we have ma, 你好吗? If somebody asks you a question with ma and they say 你好吗, you don't just say 你好 back. This is a yes or no question. 你好吗? 我很好, 我不好. We also have na for alternative or rhetorical questions. So questions that are returning the question, 你叫什么名字? 我叫 Andy. 你呢? We also have ba, which you put at the end of a suggestion or command to make it sound more polite. 给我一杯咖啡吧. We also have ya, ah, and wa. And so all of these kind of serve the same purpose. And so when you put them at the end of something, depending on the sound that finishes the last character before the sentence final particle, the most bland one is just ah. So you can say 好啊, but if you blend it together, you can say 好哇, because your lips are rounded, right? And when you say 谁啊, it would be just as easy to kind of blend that together into 谁呀. And so there's not much difference. They're all just kind of an exclamation. You should know and be careful, though, with ah, ya, and wa. If you have too many of these exclamatory particles in your speech and you're a guy, a big tough guy, you might come off as a little bit feminine. These ah, ya, and wa are more common in the south of China and are particularly common in Taiwanese Mandarin. But some people from the northern parts of mainland China find them to sound effeminate if a guy uses them too frequently. And then, of course, there's also the good old affirmation. Got it? Okay. 谢谢大家. 再见.